Hey guys, welcome back. Chris Nash here at LSEO. Today we continue our 6-week series on digital marketing tips and tactics to help you, for one, just create more exposure for your site, create opportunities to rank online, and ultimately the goal here is to generate more business or revenue, more products, or more sales for your organization. So today we're going over some of the most basic ranking factors as it relates to Google or search engine optimization. So there are a number of really important factors here that we all should pay attention to when we're crafting content or building a website or just thinking about how we're going to position our businesses to rank online. So let's jump right in. I want to get to these. I've really simplified the presentation today so we don't get too far in the weeds. There's plenty of websites out there that list all the ranking factors. I'll talk a bit about that at the end of this, but I want to jump in and talk about, in my opinion, sort of the 3 primary focus points here that you guys should really pay attention to. So first off, as many of you guys know, my name is Chris Nash. I'm the president of LSEO, a full-service digital marketing agency. We really have 3 primary focus points in the business. Search engine optimization is, one of our favorite categories. Paid media, which effectively means paid ads across search and social. And then the third bucket is web development with search engine optimization and these tactics in mind, which is really important. I say this in most of my presentations, but these things in isolation don't necessarily perform. But when you redevelop a website or build a new site and you think about search engine optimization out of the gate, it makes an enormous difference. So with that being said, let's jump into really the most important aspect of what helps websites rank online, and is quality and engaging content. Now, this is so obvious on one point, right? You must have good content on the site to begin with. However, what this really means, so what are we talking about here? People were making the statement years ago that content is king. Stuck a nice photo of Joe Exotic up here, the Tiger King. Content is still king. So let's not mistake ourselves. Ultimately, users have to end up somewhere reading something hopefully of importance or watching something that's relevant to what they're looking for. So ultimately, you must have a landing, environment that actually has good quality content at the end. So when a user gets there, they stick around, they interact with it, they spend time on the site, or they visit other resources that are relevant to that initial visit. So, the first aspect of this is you must provide real value to your visitors from a content perspective. You can't just have text on there. There are graphs on the web that show you the top ranking sites and the integration of media. It's an up and to the right graph. What we're finding, and this is a more of a newer trend, is that longer form content is tending to outrank shorter form content. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have table of contents pages or pages that lead into other pages. Think about the e-commerce example where you have to group categories. Like I always use the one like Nike and sneakers. When you drill down into the sneaker category and then a running shoe category, etc., those top level pages may just be feeder pages into subcategories, and they may not have a ton of content. They're really important from a structural and organizational standpoint. So the next bullet is to integrate that content into the rest of the site. Don't stick it in a blog in isolation. Don't ignore what the blog or the content is talking about related to your primary service category or primary navigation. In a perfect world, you build that content right under that pillar or cluster content primary topic. So if you're talking about healthy snacks, which I'm going to use an example, you ultimately want that content to sit in a pyramid where you have your primary topic at the top and then all the supporting content would be underneath. But literally on the site, you'd make sure that content is actually sitting under that hierarchy. I know I bark at you guys about that, but what I'm really noticing, the difference between the top ranking sites and the ones that don't really perform, even when they both have great content, is one of architecture and structure. So that's really important, and that's what that bullet's about. The next piece is having updated and fresh content. Google's paying attention to how often you update this. They know it because they're storing that content in their index. So if you update it, they go back and visit the site in 2 weeks, they're going to see that that content is new. And obviously you can add little tricks to that. Like if you write a piece about the top tools for your business in 2014, that better not be the title in 2020. Update that post, update it for 2020. That way your users will have the confidence that the piece is relevant anyway, and they're more likely to stick around and absorb that. And the final piece here, and we've made this comment before, people have written blog posts and posted news stories about SEO being dead. I said it in other public forums before, nothing pleases me more than when a user makes that comment. SEO is not dead. The more complicated Google's algorithm and rank brain becomes, which is obviously the way that they break down and their artificial intelligence platform determines what's really valuable on the internet, the more advanced that gets, the more important truly SEO is, and you actually have to pay attention to these ranking factors. So yes, content's a big fat bucket, but broken down, there are hundreds of factors within on-site content alone that you have to pay attention to. So let's move on though. So number one, content. We're all aware of that. It's still the king. Number two is backlinks. So a backlink is a third-party link that comes from outside of your internal website that links back into your site, whether it's from a news article, a story that's providing other content, or a website that has relevancy to your industry that's talking about a topic that links over. Getting those links is like getting a little vote on the internet for your website. Otherwise, how does Google know what the broader internet thinks of that piece? If nobody's pointing to it, there's no way for them to determine what the most important aspect from an SEO standpoint is that EAT or E. And what that stands for and how Google's trying to classify every single website out there is through expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, right? So we're trying to establish that. And that's one of the primary ways for Google to understand that your website has the authority, that it has the trust, and that it's connected to expertise. Obviously, I think on the expertise side, you have to rely more heavily on your content, but those links that point in, like I said, are little votes. So the greater the number of links you have from, by the way, other authoritative domains, the more important Google thinks your site is. So ultimately, they give that site more opportunity to rank on the internet. I mean, it's on one hand, these concepts are so simplistic when you think about them. Like, how else is Google going to determine externally what's important on the web? They have to look at backlinks because those backlinks are the indicators to Google that other websites think that content is important, and that's ultimately what it's about. So, by the way, in 2016, Google was already contemplating how to really profile backlinks. So when they delivered the Penguin 4.0 update, which at this point it's outdated, but they actually prioritized the authority of more so higher quality links made a bigger deal versus the spammy or low quality links prior to that. And so you couldn't go out there and buy links from a common place to do it would be to buy them from India. That crap doesn't work anymore. You have to find legitimate places to publish content that ultimately is going to provide opportunities to link back to the site. And what's the real point of this, right? Why do we care that there are backlinks? The more backlinks that are out there are letting Google know that quality, that content is of serious quality. And once we know that, what does Google do? They give the opportunity to rank higher. So backlinks, super, super important. At LSEO, we have a whole team dedicated to doing nothing but going out there and trying to find organic opportunities to get backlinks to our client sites and obviously to LSEO as well. Our hope is that something as basic as this piece, once we put it on the internet, is going to generate some additional links back to our site because hopefully we're providing some value here in these webinars that we're doing every week. And the final piece is mobile optimization. Now listen, these are just three, we're scratching the surface in this presentation. But I really, really, really want to keep this high level. I want to bullet it and boil it down into three opportunities. So we're talking about quality content, we're talking about backlinks, and the third piece is mobile optimization. So as I'm sure many of you guys have known, we barked about it before, but back in 2019, Google moved into what's called a mobile first index. And what that means is that 100% of your opportunity to rank online is based upon the mobile experience. Google doesn't give a crap what your desktop experience looks like. They don't care what your desktop looks, or I'm sorry, what your website looks like on somebody's work computer. What they care about is what it looks like in mobile. So their crawlers are seeing it from a mobile perspective, and that is 100% of the opportunity to rank. Now, the reason they force that is because mobile optimization is paramount in their mind. People are, I mean, it's no surprise. This is like I right at the bottom. This isn't subjective. This is a fact. Mobile traffic has eclipsed desktop traffic, and we must come to the table and optimize for mobile. So compatibility, usability, and speed are all really important factors. If you ignore this, you're literally ignoring your primary source of traffic. So Google's going to penalize you for it, or they're not going to give you a ranking opportunity as it relates to this. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you some real-world examples of what I'm talking about here so you can practically apply this knowledge and think about how it might apply to your website. So one of the first things I wanted to show you is this organization that we worked with called Snack Nation. So Snack Nation provides, both on the business, the B2B and the B2C side, they provide healthy snack delivery for businesses and for individuals. And they rank, so I typed in healthy snacks just so you could legitimately see how they're ranking. Across all of the internet, they're ranking number 2. So here they are, Snack Nation, 121 easy and delicious healthy snacks. And I also just wanted to show you quickly, when I search for it and include their actual brand, look at this awesome answer box that pops up automatically. The top rated healthy snacks directly from Snack Nation, right? By the way, these are customer curated, which just adds another vote of confidence in here. Look at this awesomeness, right? Updated April of 2020. How badass is that? They're literally putting the update. This is firing right at the top of Google. Look at this amazing amount of real estate that's taken up here, where they're literally already calling out some of it. And then, of course, the link directly down into Snack Nation. So let's go look at this blog post quickly. So look at this amazing headline, right? Delicious and healthy snacks. By the way, they didn't just give us 5. Remember what I told you about long form content and really going down the rabbit hole? 121 options here for healthy snacks. And guess what? 2020 right at the top. So updated. I didn't even know they were doing it this well when I went back to visit this page. And then when you scroll down, you know, they're providing subheaders, which is vital. And one of my favorite things that actually helps sites rank is these jump links down into sub-content. So you can go right into other, you can click right through into these and go visit the actual sites that sell these products and get right to it. And obviously, if you start scrolling down, you see the comprehensiveness of this piece. It's ridiculous. This is what ranks these days. And I mean, a number 2 ranking in Google for such a high competitive term like that is amazing. And the way that they did it, they built this unbelievable blog post. By the way, they pushed this out there, and it's gotten a ton of links. So amazing content, strengthened by backlinks, delivers. And of course, the website's mobile friendly. We don't have to worry about that. And I know I've over abused this example, but I want to go back to the special guest case study that I mentioned before, particularly around backlinks, because I want to show examples of 3 things. I want to show examples of really amazing content, a good consistent link building campaign, in this case special guest, and the final piece would be mobile optimization. But let's look at special guest for a moment. Look at that traffic trend. The reason that we've been able to achieve this kind of growth for a special guest is because we've focused on 2 major things. 3. We've done exactly what we're preaching in this, but the primary tactic's been organization around really good quality content and site structure, but the second one is a backlink campaign that's driving good quality mentions around. By the way, we're also localizing those links. So if you're looking for entertainment in Nashville, for example, we're actually looking for Nashville-based press mentions and links back to the site. But look at that graph. I mean, it really speaks for itself. You know, I just want to stress that this really has two primary focus points: the linking and the site structure. And obviously the content is there by default because you're curating user-based entertainment profiles, posting them on the web on a regional basis, so there's solid and good relevant content when the user ultimately lands on it. The final piece I wanted to mention, and by the way, this is available if you search for Google Page Insights, you can actually profile your own site speed. I will tell you that Google is really, really scrutinizing as it relates to this. You know, so there's other websites on there that are a little more lenient as it relates to sizing up your website. I put Wikipedia in there. I know they're the king, but it's not an accident they're the king. They obviously have amazing quality, curated, and research content that users can even edit. They have moderators connected to that. So they have their content piece checked off. But the most important aspect of this is the mobile optimization. They score a 97 to a 98, and I've actually seen it in some instances where it's come through as a perfect score. Their mobile speed is a 97, and their desktop speed is a 99. That's absolutely killer. So that mobile optimization and that speed is partially what's driving their amazing ranks. Do me a favor, go out on the web and search for topic after topic after topic. Wikipedia is often the first top 3, usually the top 2, if not the first listing as it relates to any particular research around a topic. Again, that is not an accident. They are the king, and I strongly encourage you to leverage this tool to see how truly optimized from at least from just one aspect, just the speed alone is really, really important. So again, from a summary standpoint, 3 primary things: content, 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 and the way you structure that content on the site, how you blend media into it, the length of it, the integration of the content, how recent it is, etc. Really important. Second piece, backlinks, backlinks, backlinks. You must have them because that's how Google sizes up a website. And the third piece, of course, is mobile friendliness and optimization. Play Google's game, period. They want this, you must turn around and deliver it. If you don't have a mobile optimized website these days, you're gonna get your butt kicked. It must be secure, etc. Again, do me a favor, do a search for top 200 ranking factors on the internet, and you'll get one of the premium posts out there. Literally, I think it's LSEO, will literally ranks top 200 factors. Read through those. And I'm not saying every single one has been proven by Google, but trust me, if you walk through that list and score yourself, you will dominate your search rankings longer term. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate your attendance in these. As always, during this difficult time out there, our thoughts go out to all those who are affected by this, all the businesses that have had to shut their doors. If you guys need any assistance, you want some support, you want some advice on your site, please do not hesitate to reach out. We are here for you. The purpose of these presentations is to give back to the community and to provide free tips and tricks to help you guys ultimately dominate your position online. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate this. Take care and stay safe out there.